Hello ladies and gentlemen, I am Grand Cat and today we are going to complete the amateur of campaign mode. We just have big old stunning Steve Austin, not Stone Cold, and Uncle Howdy left to go in amateur, and then we will be into the pro leagues. We will also be going through all of our rewards that we got through the amateur one as well. So without any further ado, Steve Austin just demands that we use left arrows. So we are using our equipment here that is a force alignment to turn them all to left arrows. Of course, the only one that we didn't need to do that with was Apollo Crews, who's already a left arrow. We're going to be using our Maxine Dupree Pro and our Legion Bianca Belair. And let's just see how easily we can get through this, or how much problems stunning Steve Austin's going to give us. And once we get into the final area, we'll be able to use any arrows we feel like. Yeah, let's start off with these two, see where we go with that. Okay, I think we're doing okay. We still seem to be solidly in the perimeters of being able to do this without any real concern. We do, of course, get our draft picks and our little fusion materials, or our forging materials even. This next one is toughness and speed. Okay, well that's good. Now that we know that the support has been used, we are free to use our support whenever we feel like it. It's also crazy that singular Battle Pass LA Knight is stronger than Pro and even Forged 1 Feral cards. So that is absolutely crazy to me. We have managed to get a load of forging crystals from this, but I'm going to wait until I'm on Legion tier. I'm still currently on Feral before I start using any of those. And then we can see about making some pro legions that should probably help with getting through the rest of campaign mode. So this one's going to be all speed and charisma. I'm going to go with Apollo Crews because he's got a little bit weaker charisma, just in case it's 3 male matches we have. Okay, the last one was female. That was a bit of a step up to go from 8,000 stats to 13,000 stats. I've noticed that since Carrion Cross there has been some big jumps. Like if you take a quick look here at the difference between some of the Joe Coffey cards, you can see that, well, some of them have around 10,000 and such, But if you compare that to the likes of Carrying Cross, the stats really jump up a lot more. You can see the likes of Uncle Howdy here, where he doesn't have a singular stat that's below 10,000. And this one, I believe, is power and toughness. So it's only the 12,000, the 11,000 you need to look at. And you can see here that Razor has very similar stats as well. So this last one must use their support, whatever it is. I think if I didn't still have that support at the end there, I wouldn't have won that match, that final one. No, not rewards. It is Apollo Crews. This is finally done that, and we're going to swap that over to train up the metal boots we've got next. This one is Speed and Charisma. You know, it's the stunning Steve Austin talking about Lexus King, who is, of course, the son of Brian Pillman, I believe. And Big Old Stone Cold and Brian Pillman were a tag team, so that makes sense. They were called the Hollywood Blondes. You can also see that we've got a super move ready to go for if any of these matches start becoming significantly tougher, which I'm in preparation for with coming up for Uncle Howdy. Because generally at the end of a campaign is where the difficulty ramps up. Though I am hoping that we should be able to run through this with no real issues. Because I think it's the next campaign that's going to give us a lot of problems. I think the fourth and final campaign at the moment is the one that's going to require essentially a team of Legion pros. Now we're into stunning Steve Austin himself. So this one's going to be all power and toughness. So I'm going to use the lesser toughness on this one. There's Lexus King and Flying Brian Pillman. Father and son combination. We'll just go for the stronger one. Against Bailey. We'll just go LA Knight here. Against Steve. What? And there we go, Stunning Steve Austin has been conquered. Now we are on the final stretch. Going up against Uncle Howdy in the finale here. So now we're allowed to use whatever we want, which means we can take all of the equipment off of all of our wrestlers. Well, that one's fine. Okay, so we've got a left and right arrow, we've got an up and down arrow as well, which is perfect for what we're looking for. Let's take a quick look at our females. We want to use our two best females, which are going to be Maxine Dupree and, of course, Bianca Belair. Now, Bianca Belair, we are going to give her the strongest spear that she has. And Maxine Dupree, we're going to give her a down arrow, just so that those two tag together. And other than that, I think we're going to leave everything else the way it is for the time being. Let's take a quick look over our momentum slots. We've only got 3 momentum slots, but these are the ones we're using at the moment. And I think that is fine. In retrospect, no, I'm going to swap this one over to our Bianca. Just make her a little bit into the strength category of the rest of our wrestlers. And if we take a look at that and we go to autofill, oh, let's put Braun Breaker in here. Oh, it's for power. So maybe he has higher power, yeah, than what Zero Woods has. Okay, I'm fine with that as well. This one is all power. So the stats are still 9,000 range, but this has become quite a bit stronger. You can see that my strongest power is only 1,044. We're up against 1,489, which means that everything will have 489 more power than what ours will. So we're going to start off with LA Knight, because if he gets the BFT, he will give stats to both power and charisma to the entire deck. Another 791 to the entire power and deck, power and charisma, the deck. Let's put in Bianca Belair next. And then it's going to be a tag power. So it only makes sense to use the two that tag together. So the next one is toughness and speed. Okay, let's give it a shot. I'm hoping that I'll be able to do the majority of this without properly thinking, but don't worry, as big old Zagran Cat has quite a few tricks up his sleeves if we need to get into any of that. Then we're going to start off here with an Xavier Woods, that is King Xavier Woods. We'll go Maxine here. Thank goodness we did. And the last one is speed. So we're at 11.31. Okay, that's more than enough. We've got 4 matches to go until we get Uncle Howdy, and then 5 matches to complete this campaign mode. So the next one is just speed. We've got to do the draft board now. So we've got 50 draft picks here. Just run through this quickly. And I don't currently have anything that needs trained up. Everything is all at their max levels that I care about. So we can just dust these. And we don't need that Ink Wesley either. Really, the only thing we're looking for is feral cards at this stage. Also, as you might have seen, our Invasion Pro Rhea Ripley is stronger than our Feral Alexa Bliss, whereas a Feral Alexa Bliss is stronger than a Fortified 1 Invasion Blair Davenport. So this Rhea Ripley is absolutely worth getting. It is a very, very strong card, especially for early in the tier. Big old Grandcat is sniffing here. It is quite cold in Scotland this morning. That's why you may hear the snuffling of a big old Grandcat. And let's continue campaign now. So let's start with Xavier Woods, shall we? Maxine should be able to easily win, even if the opponent uses one of the supports. They didn't. Which means they'll be using the support in this last one. So that brings up to 1369. Which is going to lose to that one. So we need to do that match again. But we'll swap over the Maxine Dupree fight and the Bianca Belair fight. So this one, we're just going to do this just to make sure. And Maxine with her 18,000 shouldn't have any problems here. So we're into the last 4 now. 3 before we hit Uncle Howdy. This one is power, speed, and charisma, which means it's going to be one stat, then the other two. Thankfully, we do have this. Our Legion Road Case gives power and toughness, and our Invasion Pump It Up gives speed and charisma. So we've got all 4 stats covered here by this. So let's just jump in and see what this looks like. This is one of those ones we might need to do twice, because we don't know what's coming up next. So our first one is Tag Charisma. So we know we've got power, we know we've got speed. So I'm going to go with LA Knight and Pete Dunne, of course, because those two tag together. Because if we get off BFT, it's going to give power and charisma to the deck. The stats are becoming quite huge now. Next one is speed. I think we'll put in Maxine Dupree here. So I'm confident with her 18,000 speed. This is the last one where the opponent is certainly going to use equipment. So, or the support even, sorry, not equipment. And they use the table. Okay, well that wasn't so bad, it was only 9,000. Which Bianca Belair could have easily taken, even without the road case. So now we have power and toughness. Okay, I think we can be okay with that. We'll put them in first, and then we'll see if we need to use any supports to bypass that. No, we seem to be fair, we seem to be fine. A singular power, we're going to go with LA Knight. I think the last one's going to be toughness. Tag toughness. So we're going to have to go with the 2 that tag together, of course. And once again, that was completely fine. So nothing's tripping us up so far. I am cautiously optimistic about this. So this one again is 3 different stats, power, toughness, and charisma. We're going to swap this one out for this one. Let's jump in. Okay, so our first one is power. I think we're going to start with the LA Knight, because if we can get off that BFT, it makes the charisma match a little bit easier. Then tag team of toughness. I'm tempted to use the Legion road case there, but we'll see if it's needed. Okay, we managed to win without it. Last one is going to be charisma, and it's tag team. We just have to do this and see what we can get. We've got 13 and 13.99 and 13.94. And that approach is getting close. If we hadn't used our little pump it up there, we would have certainly lost that match. And now it's time for the final boss of the amateur. It is, of course, Uncle Howdy. Apparently he is the reckoning. It's going to be power and charisma. His charisma is actually stronger than mine. Mine is an invasion. His is an invasion pro. You can see those are the stats that we're going to be dealing with. There's Uncle Howdy. He has massive stats all across the board. And he's doing plus charisma. So we're going to swap this one out to this one. But his charisma is plus 2,100. That means one of his things is going to be absolutely ridiculously strong. Let's just play it and we'll see how we go with this. Okay, so we're going to start with power. I think we will start with Apollo Crews and Xavier Woods, even though they're weaker, because they generally tend to keep the Uncle Howdy for the final fight. We'll see if they're able to win this. I think they are. They try and keep the end boss for the last match. So this one's going to be Tag Charisma. So I'm not going to use my support here. Oh, that's where they use the support. Okay, so that one we might need to redo. Oh, we still won. Okay. And this one is power against Uncle Howdy himself. We know that Uncle Howdy has some massive, massive power. But by using the Legion Roadcase, we should be able to do that with no problems whatsoever. And there we go. Uncle Howdy has been defeated. And Amateur is now completed. So we have done all of Rookie and all of Amateur. That's given us 504 stars. And we are now into Pro. So let's go ahead and claim all of these rewards we've had here. So there is an Ink Acum, an Ink Undertaker, Ink Maxine Dupree, and a Pro Undertaker. Oh, that makes the Undertaker a fortified one. Train-ups and a couple of Liv Morgans, and a ladder. There's big old Bray Wyatt, and a manager, Brandy Rhodes. Got a couple of Ink Manager Maxine Dupree's, and a Pro Mosh of Thrasher and Mosh. The Headbangers. There's an Invasion Ladder, and an Invasion Pro Akira Torizawa. There's an Urban R. Shyster. Oh my goodness, the Baron will be very, very happy about that. An Invasion Maurice as well. We've got an Invasion Dirty Dominic Mysterio and a Pro Invasion Undisputed WWE Championship. It's going to be more than a Pro. It's going to be a fortified something now. There's an Alexa Bliss Invasion card. It's going to be a fortified 2 Invasion Undisputed Championship. We have 2 more to go. Invasion Manager Brandy Rhodes. And a Pro Asuka. And our last one here. 5 gold fusion currency tokens. And we get an F5 of an F3, sorry, of Fallon Henley. Of Ink Tier. And the next reward we're going to get is going to be a Feral card, which is very, very cool. That's very, very strong. And then following that, it's going to be just another Feral. Okay. And then it's going to be a Pro Feral and also a Feral support. And that's going to start really boosting up our deck and boosting up the team as well. And then once, of course, we complete Pro, we're going to be into the main or the mid card. And the mid card reward is going to be able to give you that Legacy or that limited edition Legacy Edition, whatever you want to call it, The Rock. But completing Pro is going to give you the limited edition of Liv Morgan. Let's take a quick look at those rewards just quickly. So there's a reward for complete Liv Morgan. It is, of course, a Pharaoh. 230 people have already done it. I think we'll be able to do it as well with the deck we have currently. But then, of course, the hardest to get one is once it has been fully completed is the limited edition The Rock. And there he is, which is going to be a Legion Rare limited edition, which is going to be the strongest card in the game currently, and probably the strongest card in the game for all of Legion tier. And with that said, folks, that's going to be it for this little video, and I really hope you all enjoyed. And if you did enjoy it, please give me a like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed, make sure you click that notification icon so that you can see when more of these glorious little videos go out. And we shall see you all in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.